Power, influence, control. These are the forces that shape the world, whether in business, politics, relationships, or everyday life. Some people rise to the top effortlessly, while others struggle to get ahead. But what if power isn't just about luck or talent? What if there was a playbook, a set of timeless strategies that the most powerful individuals have used for centuries? Welcome to the 48 Laws of Power, a guide that reveals the hidden rules behind success, manipulation, and influence. Based on Robert Greene's legendary book, AudiblePages will take you on a deep dive into each of the 48 laws, explaining how they work, when to use them, and how to protect yourself from those who use them against you. This is not just a summary. It's an actionable blueprint for mastering power in today's world. What you'll learn: how to navigate power dynamics in your career and personal life, when to play by the rules, and when to break them, why influence matters more than force, how historical and modern leaders have used these laws to their advantage. Each law will be broken down with engaging stories, real-world applications, and key insights that you can start using immediately. So, whether you want to strengthen your leadership skills, sharpen your strategic thinking, or simply avoid being manipulated, this guide will equip you with everything you need. Let's begin with Law 1. Never outshine the master. Picture this. You just delivered an outstanding presentation at work, showcasing innovative ideas and solutions. You expect praise, maybe even a promotion. Instead, your boss seems distant, colleagues grow cautious, and suddenly, new opportunities bypass you. Why? You made your boss look replaceable. Welcome to Law number 1. Never outshine the master. Meet Jake, a sharp, ambitious marketing professional. He spearheaded a groundbreaking campaign that got the company major recognition. The issue? His boss, Dan, barely got a mention. Jake, unintentionally, made Dan look obsolete. Within weeks, Dan subtly sidelined Jake, excluding him from meetings, giving him less critical projects. Eventually, Jake found himself looking for a new job. His mistake? He outshined the very person who controlled his career progression. Key insight: no one likes feeling overshadowed, especially those in power. People in leadership positions thrive on respect, admiration, and control. If they feel threatened, they'll find ways to cut you down before you become a problem. Application: if you have a great idea, subtly credit your superior when presenting it. Praise your boss's guidance in your success. It makes them feel indispensable. Keep your brilliance controlled. Let your superior shine while you grow your influence behind the scenes. Conclusion: power isn't just about being the best. It's about managing perceptions. Learn when to shine and when to let others take the spotlight. Play this law right, and you'll gain powerful allies. Play it wrong, and you might find yourself on the outside looking in. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. You just landed an incredible opportunity at work. Your best friend from college works in the same department. Perfect. You bring them into the project, share ideas openly, and trust they have your back. Months later, they get promoted. Using your work. What went wrong? You forgot Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Sarah co-founded a tech startup with her college roommate, Mike. They had built everything together, but when investors started showing interest, Mike made moves behind her back. He restructured the company, minimized Sarah's role, and eventually pushed her out. Meanwhile, Sarah's biggest rival, someone she had always competed with, later became her strongest ally because their relationship was built on mutual respect, not blind trust. Key insight: friends expect favors, slack, and loyalty, but they can also become competitors when the stakes are high. On the other hand, enemies are predictable. They keep interactions professional and strategic. Application: evaluate friendships critically. Don't assume loyalty in high-stakes situations. Use rivals strategically. Sometimes, an enemy today makes the best ally tomorrow. Keep personal emotions separate from professional decisions. Conclusion: friendship is a beautiful thing, but not always in business or power dynamics. Trust should be earned, not given blindly. Be strategic about who you rely on. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Hook. Have you ever seen someone share a brilliant idea, only for someone else to take credit for it? Smart people know that revealing their full hand too early is a mistake. That's why law number 3 is essential. Conceal your intentions. Alex, a software developer, had a revolutionary idea for a new feature. Eager for input, he shared it widely in his team. Weeks later, his manager presented it as his own innovation. Alex had revealed too much, too soon, and lost control of his idea. Had he kept his plan discreet until execution, he could have ensured recognition and ownership. Key insight: people are less likely to oppose or sabotage what they don't see coming. If you keep your plans to yourself, you maintain control over outcomes. Application: share only what is necessary. Keep critical details to yourself. Use misdirection. Let people believe they know what you're doing while executing a different strategy. Let results, not premature disclosures, reveal your plans. Conclusion: power comes from control, and control comes from discretion. Keep your moves unpredictable, and you'll always have the upper hand. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Ever been in a meeting where someone talks too much, accidentally revealing weaknesses or unnecessary details? That's why law number 4 matters. Always say less than necessary. Lisa was negotiating a major contract. She had the deal locked in until she kept talking. In an effort to over-explain, she unintentionally revealed concerns that the other party hadn't even considered. They renegotiated the deal, costing Lisa leverage and profits. Had she spoken less, she would have walked away with a better outcome. Key insight: the more you talk, the more you reveal, and the more power you give away. Silence creates mystery, authority, and influence. Application: in negotiations, let the other side speak first. They may reveal more than you need to. Avoid unnecessary explanations. Keep your words precise and powerful. Use silence to create intrigue and authority. Conclusion: words are powerful, but restraint is even more so. Say only what is needed, and you'll always be in control. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Your reputation is like a financial asset. It takes years to build and seconds to destroy. The right reputation can open doors, while a bad one can shut them forever. David was a respected finance executive known for his integrity. But one jealous coworker spread a false rumor that he manipulated financial reports. Even though it wasn't true, the mere accusation put doubt in people's minds. His career stalled. Had he actively protected his reputation, countered the false claims early, and reinforced his integrity, he could have avoided disaster. Key insight: reputation is power. Once damaged, it's difficult to restore. Guard it relentlessly, and never let others define your narrative. Application: address false claims immediately. Silence can be mistaken for guilt. Align with credible people to reinforce your own reputation. Be mindful of how your actions, associations, and words affect your image. Conclusion: your reputation is your strongest asset and your greatest vulnerability. Protect it, and it will protect you. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. Invisibility is death. If no one notices you, they forget you. That's why law number 6 teaches you to court attention at all costs. Elon Musk is a master of this law. Whether it's launching rockets, making bold claims, or rebranding Twitter, he constantly keeps the world attention. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him, and that's power. Key insight: attention is a currency. The more you have, the more influence you wield. Application: speak up in meetings, even if just to add a memorable insight. Use social media strategically to establish your presence. Avoid being overly predictable. Mystery creates intrigue. Conclusion: if you don't claim attention, someone else will. Stand out or fade into irrelevance. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. The most powerful people don't do all the work. They direct others and ensure they get the credit. Steve Jobs didn't design every Apple product, but he was always the face of the company. He leveraged brilliant engineers and designers while positioning himself as the visionary. It wasn't about stealing credit. It was about leadership. Key insight. Power comes from orchestrating outcomes, not from doing everything yourself. Application. Delegate strategically while ensuring your name is tied to key successes. Recognize others' work, but position yourself as the leader. Be the face of results, not just the effort. Conclusion. Hard work is valuable, but recognition is power. Ensure your contributions are seen and remembered. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait. If necessary, powerful people don't chase, they attract. If you're always the one pursuing opportunities, you're playing the wrong game. Jessica was a top consultant. Instead of aggressively pitching her services, she built a reputation so strong that clients sought her out. She positioned herself as exclusive, making her services even more desirable. By making others chase her, she gained leverage in every negotiation. Key insight. When people come to you, they're already in a position of seeking your value. This gives you control. Application. Build expertise so people seek you out instead of the other way around. Set boundaries. Scarcity creates demand. Offer just enough value to attract interest, then let them come to you for more. Conclusion. Powerful people don't beg for attention. They command it. Be the magnet, not the pursuer. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Have you ever seen someone argue endlessly, only to gain nothing? Words rarely change minds, actions do. Mark constantly debated his boss about the best way to approach a project. One day, instead of arguing, he quietly implemented his idea on a small scale. The results spoke for themselves. His boss noticed, approved, and gave him full control of the project without a single argument. Key insight. Arguments create resistance, but undeniable results earn respect and influence. Application. Instead of debating, demonstrate your point with actions. If someone doubts you, show them why you're right through execution. Avoid fruitless arguments. Power lies in proof, not persuasion. Conclusion. Talk is cheap. Results win the game. Focus on action, and people will follow. Law 10. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Ever been around someone who constantly complains or seems cursed with bad luck? Their energy is contagious, and not in a good way. Chris had a colleague who always had problems, bad bosses, failed projects, endless drama. Chris felt bad and kept offering help. Eventually, he realized his own reputation was taking a hit just by association. When he distanced himself, his career took off again. Key insight. Negativity spreads like a virus. Surround yourself with winners, not whiners. Application. Be selective about the company you keep. Energy is transferable. If someone constantly drags you down, set boundaries. Align with people who bring opportunities, not problems. Conclusion. You absorb the traits of those around you. Choose wisely or risk being dragged down. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Imagine being so valuable that people can't function without you. That's not luck, that's strategy. Emma was a senior executive at a fast-growing startup. Instead of just doing her job, she became the go-to expert for operations, hiring, and product strategy. The CEO relied on her so much that when competitors tried to recruit her, he countered with a huge salary increase. She had made herself irreplaceable. Key insight. Powerful people don't just provide value, they create dependency. When others rely on you, they will protect and reward you. Application. Develop rare, high-value skills that others need. Hold key relationships that others depend on. Make your absence costly so people prioritize keeping you around. Conclusion. The more people rely on you, the stronger your position. Make yourself indispensable. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Ever met someone who earned your trust quickly, only to later use it for their gain? That wasn't luck. It was a calculated move. Brian was a tough negotiator. Before big deals, he would make small concessions, giving a free consultation or sharing an inside tip. These acts of generosity made people let their guard down. Then, when the real negotiation started, they were more willing to trust his terms. Key insight. A well-placed act of honesty or generosity can disarm skepticism and open doors. Application. Give small, strategic gifts to build goodwill. Be honest about small things to seem trustworthy, even when hiding bigger plans. Use generosity as a tool for influence. Conclusion. People trust those who show kindness. Use that trust to gain power. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to self-interest, never to mercy or gratitude. You need a favor. Do you appeal to someone's goodwill or their self-interest? If you chose goodwill, you're playing the wrong game. Tom needed an investor for his startup. Instead of asking for charity, he pitched how the investor could triple their money. By appealing to self-interest, he secured the funding with ease. Key insight. People are driven by what benefits them. Frame your requests around their gains, not your needs. Application. Show people how helping you helps them. Avoid pity-based requests. They rarely work. Speak in terms of rewards, not obligations. Conclusion. People act for their own benefit. Make sure they see how helping you serves them. Law 14. Pose as a friend. Work as a spy. Ever had someone casually ask about your work, only to later use that info against you? They were following law number 14. Samantha worked in sales. She built close relationships with competitors' employees, learning their strategies over drinks and casual chats. Armed with inside knowledge, she consistently stayed ahead. Key insight. Gathering intelligence gives you an edge. The best way to do that? Make people comfortable enough to share. Application. Ask subtle but strategic questions to uncover valuable information. Build trust before seeking intel. Stay observant. People reveal more than they realize. Conclusion. Information is power. Be the one collecting it, not giving it away. Law 15. Crush your enemy. Totally ever let a problem slide, thinking it would resolve itself, only to have it come back stronger? That's why law number 15 exists. Crush your enemy totally. David had a rival at work, Jeff, who constantly tried to undermine him. Instead of addressing it, David ignored him, until Jeff positioned himself as David's replacement. When David finally acted, it was too late. If he had cut Jeff's influence early, he would have avoided disaster. Key insight. Half measures leave enemies with the chance to strike back. If you have a threat, deal with it completely. Application. When removing opposition, do it so thoroughly they can't recover. Address small threats before they become big problems. Don't show mercy to those who would destroy you. Conclusion. If you leave enemies standing, they will regroup. End conflicts completely. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Ever noticed how people appreciate something more when it's scarce? That's the power of law number 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Sophia was always available to help colleagues. But over time, they took her for granted. When she started limiting her availability, suddenly people valued her input more and treated her with respect. Key insight. If you're always available, people don't see you as valuable. Scarcity increases demand. Application. Avoid overexposure. Step back strategically to maintain value. Make people miss your presence before you return. Use mystery and distance to enhance your reputation. Conclusion. Being constantly present dulls your impact. Make them miss you, and you'll command more respect. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Predictability makes you easy to control. If people can always anticipate your next move, they can manipulate or counter it. Law number 17 teaches you to keep others guessing. Marcus was a top negotiator. Sometimes he was aggressive, sometimes he was accommodating. Because no one knew which version of him they would get, they hesitated before making demands. This gave him the upper hand in every deal. Key insight. Uncertainty keeps others cautious. If they don't know your next move, they can't plan against you. Application. Change up your behavior to keep opponents guessing. Avoid routines that make you predictable. Keep people on their toes so they hesitate before acting against you. Conclusion. If people can predict you, they can outmaneuver you. Keep them guessing and you stay in control. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Ever feel like shutting the world out to protect yourself? It might feel safe, but it actually makes you weaker. After a failed business deal, Leo withdrew from networking. He thought isolating himself would prevent more setbacks. Instead, he missed out on new opportunities and became irrelevant. The people who stayed engaged thrived while he faded away. Key insight: isolation makes you vulnerable. Strength comes from connections and influence. Application: build alliances, even if you prefer to work alone. Stay connected to information and networks. Engage with power structures instead of hiding from them. Conclusion: the more you isolate, the weaker you become. Stay active and engage to maintain influence. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Have you ever underestimated someone, only to regret it later? That's why law number 19 is crucial. Know who you're dealing with. Paul, a mid-level manager, once dismissed a junior colleague's input in a meeting. That junior turned out to be the CEO's nephew. Within weeks, Paul's career took a hit. Had he understood who he was dealing with, he would have handled things differently. Key insight: some people forgive, others seek revenge. Always assess your opponent before engaging. Application: learn people's backgrounds before challenging them. Never assume someone is powerless. They may have hidden influence. When in doubt, err on the side of caution in conflicts. Conclusion: a single misstep with the wrong person can ruin everything. Choose battles wisely. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone the moment you take sides. You limit your options. Smart people keep their alliances fluid. Lena worked in corporate politics. When two executives fought for power, she didn't pick a side. Instead, she stayed neutral, gaining favor from both. When the dust settled, she was the only one left standing. Key insight: if you commit to one faction, you inherit their enemies. Staying independent gives you flexibility and leverage. Application: avoid unnecessary loyalty. Keep your options open. Let others compete for your support instead of choosing prematurely. Maintain relationships across multiple groups for maximum influence. Conclusion: the moment you commit, you become a pawn. Stay neutral, and you stay in control. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Ever noticed how the smartest people rarely flaunt their intelligence? That's because they understand the power of playing the fool. Tom was a top negotiator. Instead of showing off his knowledge, he let others think they were outsmarting him. They let their guard down, revealing key information. When the real negotiations began, Tom had the upper hand. Key insight: people love to feel smarter than others. If they underestimate you, they make mistakes. Application: downplay your intelligence when dealing with competitive people. Let others talk more while you quietly observe. Use people's arrogance against them by allowing them to underestimate you. Conclusion: acting like the smartest person in the room puts a target on your back. Playing the fool gives you power. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Sometimes, the best way to win is to stop fighting, at least for the moment. Alex's company was hit with a lawsuit. Instead of fighting aggressively, they settled quickly and restructured. By yielding at the right time, they avoided costly battles and emerged stronger in the long run. Key insight: surrendering can be a strategic move, not a sign of weakness. It buys time and allows you to regroup. Application: when facing overwhelming odds, retreat to fight another day. Use surrender to lull opponents into overconfidence. Yield temporarily to set yourself up for a future advantage. Conclusion: fighting every battle is exhausting. Sometimes, surrendering strategically is the best way to gain power. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Ever felt spread too thin? Try to do everything at once. That's a sure way to weaken your power. Law number 23 is all about focusing your efforts for maximum impact. Jake was an entrepreneur juggling multiple startups. None took off because his energy was divided. When he finally focused on just one business, it skyrocketed. By concentrating his forces, he achieved success faster than ever before. Key insight: spreading yourself too thin weakens your impact. Focus intensifies power. Application: prioritize one key goal instead of chasing everything at once. Strengthen a single skill or project to maximize effectiveness. Avoid distractions that dilute your resources and attention. Conclusion: power grows where focus goes. Pick your battles wisely and channel all your energy into them. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier in any workplace. Politics matter as much as performance. Those who master office diplomacy rise to the top. That's law number 24. Play the perfect courtier. Olivia was not the best employee in her firm, but she was a master of office politics. She knew who to compliment, when to stay silent, and how to align herself with powerful allies. While more talented colleagues struggled, she kept getting promotions. Key insight: success isn't just about competence, it's about navigating social power structures. Application: observe who holds influence and build strategic relationships. Master the art of flattery without being obvious. Stay neutral in conflicts while subtly advancing your own position. Conclusion: workplace success isn't just about skill, it's about playing the political game effectively. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Who you are today doesn't have to be who you are tomorrow. The most powerful people reinvent themselves constantly. David started as a quiet, behind-the-scenes tech guy. When he decided to build a personal brand, he rebranded himself as a charismatic speaker. That reinvention led to a lucrative career in consulting. Key insight: powerful people control their identity. Reinvention allows you to adapt and grow. Application: cultivate new skills and personas as needed. Change your personal brand to match your goals. Don't let others define who you are. Shape your own image. Conclusion: reinvention is the key to staying relevant. Adapt, evolve, and take control of your narrative. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. Ever seen someone take the fall for a failure that wasn't really their fault? That's why powerful people always keep their hands clean. Sophia was a rising star in her company. When a major deal collapsed, she subtly distanced herself from the failing project while ensuring credit for previous successes. Her reputation remained spotless, and she avoided blame. Key insight: association with failure can be damaging. Make sure your hands appear clean, even in messy situations. Application: delegate risky tasks while keeping a safe distance from failure. Use scapegoats when necessary, but avoid outright betrayal. Take credit for success while minimizing association with setbacks. Conclusion: appearances matter. Stay above the mess, and your reputation will remain untarnished. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Why do some leaders attract die-hard followers while others struggle to keep people engaged? The secret lies in law number 27, playing on people's need to believe. Ethan built a personal brand that made his followers feel like part of an exclusive movement. He used powerful messaging, a strong vision, and a sense of belonging. His audience became fiercely loyal, hanging on his every word. Key insight: people crave belief systems. If you offer them certainty, purpose, and exclusivity, they will follow you blindly. Application: create a clear, compelling vision that people can rally around. Foster an us versus them mentality to build group identity. Use rituals, language, and exclusivity to strengthen loyalty. Conclusion: the most powerful figures don't just lead, they create movements. Give people something to believe in, and they will follow you anywhere. Law 28. Interaction with boldness. Hesitation is weakness. In business, leadership, and life, the bold get ahead. That's law number 28. Interaction with boldness. Mia wanted to switch careers, but kept second-guessing herself. Meanwhile, her colleague, James, made bold moves without overthinking. While Mia hesitated, James landed a dream job by confidently selling himself to the right people. Key insight: boldness attracts attention, respect, and opportunities. Hesitation breeds doubt and failure. Application: when making decisions, commit fully and act with confidence. Speak with authority. People follow those who sound sure of themselves. Take calculated risks rather than waiting for perfect conditions. Conclusion: hesitation kills momentum. Bold action creates opportunities. Step forward with confidence. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. Ever started something big, only to get derailed halfway through? That's why law number 29 exists. Always plan to the end. Steve launched a startup without a long-term strategy. When early success came, he had no plan for growth. Investors lost confidence, and the business crumbled. Meanwhile, his competitor had planned 3 steps ahead and thrived. Key insight: winners don't just think about the next move. They anticipate every possible scenario and prepare accordingly. Application: think several steps ahead before taking major action. Consider potential obstacles and have contingency plans in place. Avoid short-term wins that could lead to long-term losses. Conclusion: a great start means nothing without a great finish. Plan for the long game. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Ever noticed how the most powerful people make success look easy? That's because they follow law number 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Lena was a top executive known for her calm, composed demeanor. No one saw the hours of preparation behind the scenes. Because she made leadership look effortless, people assumed she was a natural, elevating her status even further. Key insight: if you show struggle, people assume you're not truly skilled. Effortless execution creates the illusion of natural power. Application: downplay how hard you work. Let results speak for themselves. Avoid complaining about difficulties or challenges. Make complex tasks look simple to reinforce your expertise. Conclusion: powerful people don't just succeed, they make success look inevitable. Master the art of effortlessness. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Ever been in a situation where every choice led to the same outcome? That's not coincidence, it's strategy. Law number 31 is about controlling the options so that no matter what people choose, you still win. Michael was a sales expert who never let clients feel like they had unlimited choices. Instead, he gave them 2 options, both of which benefited him. Customers felt in control, but Michael always walked away with the sale. Key insight: when you control the choices, you control the outcome. People feel empowered even when they're playing by your rules. Application: present choices in a way that leads to your preferred outcome. Give people a sense of control, but keep all paths leading back to your benefit. Avoid open-ended situations where others dictate the terms. Conclusion: true power lies in shaping the decisions of others. Control the options, and you control the game. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. People don't want reality. They want dreams, illusions, and a sense of magic. Law number 32 teaches you to tap into that desire. Sarah, a marketing genius, didn't sell products, she sold dreams. Instead of advertising features, she painted a vision of a better life. Customers bought into the fantasy, and her brand became legendary. Key insight: logic and facts are important, but emotion drives decisions. Give people something to believe in. Application: sell visions, not just products or ideas. Appeal to people's deepest desires, not just their needs. Use storytelling to create emotional connections. Conclusion: the most successful people sell more than reality. They sell dreams. Tap into fantasies, and people will follow. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a fear, a desire, or a vulnerability. Power comes from knowing what that is and how to use it. Tom was a skilled negotiator. He researched his opponents deeply, learning their motivations and pressure points. When the time came to strike a deal, he pushed exactly where it hurt, ensuring he got the best terms. Key insight: people may hide their weaknesses, but they all have them. Find a pressure point, and you gain leverage. Application: study people to uncover what drives them: fear, ego, ambition. Use that knowledge strategically to influence them. Never reveal your own weaknesses while exploiting others. Conclusion: control is about leverage. Find the right weakness, and you hold the power. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. People treat you how you present yourself. If you act small, they will see you as small. If you act like royalty, they will respect you. Jennifer carried herself with authority, even when she was just starting out. She dressed impeccably, spoke with confidence, and demanded respect. People assumed she was more powerful than she was, and opportunities followed. Key insight: perception is reality. If you carry yourself like a leader, people will believe you are one. Application: speak, dress, and behave with confidence and self-assurance. Never downplay your worth. Project importance at all times. Expect respect, and people will instinctively give it to you. Conclusion: people believe what you project. Act like royalty, and the world will treat you accordingly. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Timing is everything. You can have the right idea, the right plan, and the right skills, but if your timing is off, you lose. James had a brilliant business idea, but launched it too early, before the market was ready. A year later, a competitor introduced the same idea at the perfect moment and dominated the industry. Timing made all the difference. Key insight: powerful people don't rush or delay. They move at the perfect moment. Application: observe trends and wait for the right conditions before making a big move. Don't let emotions dictate timing. Strategic patience wins the game. Know when to act decisively and when to wait for the perfect opening. Conclusion: mastering timing is mastering power. Move too soon or too late, and you lose. Strike at the right moment, and you win. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Ever been obsessed with something just because you couldn't have it? That's human nature. But powerful people know how to let go. Emma was passed over for promotion. Instead of showing disappointment, she acted unbothered and doubled down on her success. A year later, her company came back with an even better offer because she had shown she didn't need them. Key insight: the more you obsess over something, the more power it has over you. Indifference weakens its hold. Application: when denied something, don't react. Redirect your energy to bigger wins. Avoid chasing what clearly doesn't want you. Make them come to you. Show strength by moving on quickly and effortlessly. Conclusion: what you ignore loses power over you. Let go, and new opportunities will come your way. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. People don't just want information, they want experiences. Law number 37 teaches you how to use spectacle to capture attention and influence. Lisa was launching a new product. Instead of a simple press release, she hosted an exclusive, high-energy event with dramatic reveals and viral-worthy moments. The buzz it created made her product an instant hit. Key insight: people remember emotions, not facts. If you make something an experience, it sticks. Application: use visuals, drama, and storytelling to make your ideas unforgettable. Create moments that feel larger than life to build excitement. Control the narrative by designing experiences people talk about. Conclusion: powerful people don't just share information, they create events that capture attention. Make it a spectacle, and people will follow. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others want to be different. That's great, but don't make it obvious. True power comes from blending in while thinking ahead. Michael was a non-traditional thinker, but instead of challenging every norm openly, he played along while quietly implementing his ideas. By the time anyone noticed, he had already changed the system from within. Key insight: standing out too much too soon creates resistance. Change is best introduced from the inside. Application: keep radical ideas to yourself until you have enough influence to execute them. Adapt to the social norms of your environment before challenging them. Appear conventional on the surface while thinking strategically underneath. Conclusion: rebels who are too obvious get crushed. Influence is built by blending in first and leading from within. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish when emotions run high. Logic takes a back seat. Law number 39 teaches you to use chaos to your advantage. Ryan was in a competitive sales environment. Instead of keeping things calm, he stirred up conflicts among his rivals. While they wasted energy fighting, Ryan stayed focused and closed the biggest deals. Key insight: people make mistakes when they are emotional. If you control the chaos, you control the outcome. Application: agitate competitors so they make impulsive moves. Use controlled disruptions to expose weaknesses in others. Stay calm while others get distracted by turmoil. Conclusion: confusion and conflict can work to your advantage if you stay in control while others lose their heads. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. If something is free, it usually comes with strings attached. Power comes from knowing when to reject handouts. Olivia was offered a free business partnership. Excited, she jumped in, only to find herself tied to obligations she never agreed to. Had she questioned the true cost, she would have avoided a bad deal. Key insight: nothing is truly free. If you don't pay up front, you'll pay later in ways you don't expect. Application: be wary of favors that come with hidden costs. Invest in quality instead of relying on free shortcuts. Offer value in return rather than accepting handouts blindly. Conclusion: free things often come at a hidden price. If you control what you pay for, you control the terms of the deal. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Following a legend is a trap. If you step into a great person's shoes, you will always be compared and often fall short. Daniel took over as CEO after a charismatic founder. No matter what he did, people kept comparing him to his predecessor. When he stopped imitating and created his own leadership style, he finally earned respect. Key insight: trying to fill a legend's shoes makes you look weak. Carving your own path makes you powerful. Application: avoid following directly behind powerful figures. Create your own identity. If you inherit a position, innovate rather than imitate. Shift expectations by redefining success on your own terms. Conclusion: legends leave shadows. Instead of standing in them, step into your own light. Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. If you want to dismantle a group, don't fight everyone. Take out the leader, and the rest will crumble. Samantha worked in a cutthroat industry. When facing opposition, she identified the key influencer behind the resistance and neutralized their power. Without their leader, the opposition lost direction and faded away. Key insight: groups revolve around central figures. Remove that figure, and the structure collapses. Application: identify the leader of any opposition before engaging. Remove key figures instead of battling an entire group. Understand who holds real influence before making strategic moves. Conclusion: taking out the source of power is more effective than fighting a scattered enemy. Control the leader, and you control the group. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. People are not ruled by logic alone. Emotions drive their decisions. True power comes from winning their hearts and minds. Lena was a manager who could have enforced strict rules, but instead, she built deep connections with her team. She understood their motivations and made them feel valued. As a result, they were fiercely loyal and went the extra mile for her. Key insight: people follow those they feel connected to. Winning hearts and minds creates lasting influence. Application: appeal to emotions rather than just facts when persuading others. Build genuine relationships so people willingly support you. Understand what motivates individuals and use it to inspire them. Conclusion: true power isn't just about control, it's about connection. Win loyalty, and people will follow you anywhere. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Want to throw your enemies off balance? Mirror them. When people see their own behavior reflected back at them, they become disoriented and frustrated. Jake had a toxic coworker who always tried to one-up him. Instead of reacting, Jake subtly copied his behavior, his tone, his phrasing, even his tactics. The coworker became so irritated that he lost his composure and exposed his own flaws. Key insight: mirroring makes people uncomfortable and forces them to confront their own actions. Application: use mirroring to neutralize aggressive or manipulative individuals. Reflect back people's own tactics to make them reconsider their approach. Stay calm while letting others unravel in frustration. Conclusion: sometimes The best way to counter power is to reflect it back. People often dislike seeing their own behavior used against them. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. People resist drastic change, even when it's necessary. If you push too hard, too fast, they'll push back. Emma became the CEO of a struggling company and immediately tried to change everything. Employees resisted, chaos ensued, and she was pushed out. Her successor made the same changes, but slowly, over time. He succeeded where she failed. Key insight: gradual change is more effective than sudden disruption. People need time to adjust. Application: introduce change incrementally rather than all at once. Make people feel like they are part of the transformation, not victims of it. Frame change as an improvement of tradition rather than a break from the past. Conclusion: people fear the unknown. Ease them into change, and they will accept it willingly. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. Perfection breeds envy. If you seem flawless, people will look for ways to bring you down. Daniel was a high achiever who never showed weakness. Instead of admiration, he attracted resentment. When he started showing small vulnerabilities, people related to him more, and his influence grew. Key insight: being too perfect makes you a target. Showing small flaws makes you more likable and relatable. Application: avoid boasting. Let others praise you instead. Share minor struggles to appear human, but never expose major weaknesses. Let people see you as talented, but still relatable. Conclusion: perfection isolates. A little humility makes you more influential. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aim for. In victory, learn when to stop. Many people lose everything by pushing too far after they've already won. Power comes from knowing when to stop. Sophia negotiated a great business deal, but instead of closing, she kept demanding more. The other party walked away, and she lost everything. If she had stopped at the right moment, she would have sealed the deal. Key insight: greed and overreach lead to downfall. Knowing when to stop solidifies your success. Application: recognize when you've achieved enough and resist unnecessary risks. Celebrate victories instead of pushing for more when it's not needed. Leave a little on the table. Sometimes restraint builds long-term power. Conclusion: winning isn't just about getting ahead. It's about knowing when to stop so you don't lose it all. Law 48. Assume formlessness. The world is unpredictable. The most powerful people are those who adapt rather than cling to rigid plans. Ethan built his career on flexibility. When one industry collapsed, he smoothly pivoted to another. Meanwhile, his competitors who refused to adapt were left behind. Key insight: rigidity is a weakness. The ability to adapt makes you unstoppable. Application: avoid being too attached to one strategy. Adjust as needed. Stay open to new opportunities rather than fixating on a single path. Be fluid in your approach, and you'll stay ahead of the competition. Conclusion: formless people cannot be trapped. Adaptability is the ultimate power. Power is a game that has been played for centuries by the most successful leaders, strategists, and visionaries. The 48 laws of power are not just rules. They are tools, each designed to help you navigate the complexities of human interactions, competition, and influence. Understanding these laws gives you an advantage, whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, negotiating deals, building relationships, or simply protecting yourself from those who seek to manipulate you. Some laws teach control, while others teach defense. Knowing when to use them and when to resist them is what separates those who thrive from those who fall. Key takeaways: power is neither good nor evil. It is simply a tool. How you use it determines its impact. Awareness is your greatest weapon. Recognizing power plays allows you to respond strategically. Mastery of these laws does not mean using them all at once, but rather choosing the right law at the right time. Whether you seek power or just wish to avoid being outplayed, this guide has armed you with the knowledge to move through life with confidence and control. Power is everywhere. The question is, how will you use it? Now that you understand the 48 laws of power, the real challenge begins: applying them wisely. Stay sharp, stay strategic, and remember, power favors the prepared.